This is the Locally Sourced Music Show. You're listening to the Locally Sourced Music Show here on WGSF 88.7 FM Joliet. I'm your host, Will Double S. Here's Lex LUNAR with her song called In Your Head.
That's In Your Head.
That was In Your Head. That was a good song. I enjoyed it. I know I gave you some questions I was going to ask you, but I after listening, I was curious, like, do you have a vision, like, is that, like, recorded already, or is it still, are you still working on recording that?
I'm still working on recording that song.
Okay.
It's a song that is kind of like how, like, when you go in circles about, does everybody know?
Yeah, like overthinking.
Yes, exactly. Overthinking, like when you have anxiety, because anxiety makes you fear, it makes you get scared, it makes you overthink, it makes you think about things that you probably didn't even have to think about. And so I wrote In Your Head because just like being stuck in your head makes you go in circles, just go around thinking, like, are people know about this, or is it just me?
Yeah, I get that. So I wanted to ask, like, follow up with that, like, do you have, like, a vision for, like, the instrumentation? Like, do you want to keep it just ukulele and vocals, or do you want to tackle maybe like drums, bass, like more of a multi-instrumental piece?
For that one, I want to keep it simple, just like simple, not necessarily sweet. It would be more of a bittersweet song, I think.
Yeah.
But I just want to keep it simple, just ukulele and vocals. If anything, maybe like light drumming.
Like a yeah. Nice. Nice. That's cool. You just released an EP. Now that song wasn't on your. Was that song on your EP?
No.
No.
Not at all. I actually started writing that one after.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't recorded yet. My bad. It's been a busy day, so I'm glad I get to be back here and interview some artists, interview you. So I'm glad you're here. Yeah, let's get into the interview some more. Talking about the EP In the Dark. Yeah, so you have an EP called In the Dark. And that's just like such a intricate title. Like, tell me about the process of like coming up with that title. Is there like a central theme or story that connects all the songs on this EP? I know one of the tracks on the album on the EP is called In the Dark, so I don't know if there was more to that than just naming it naming it based off the song on the EP, or if there was more to that. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so In the Dark, that was like my breakthrough, that's like my breakthrough album, I guess. Like it's just a demos EP. but it's one I'm wanting to incorporate with my first album.
Mm-hmm.
That one I started writing right after my salvation. I used to not be a believer, and I just like I gave my life to Jesus Christ. I gave myself to Jesus Christ, and so I started writing that song like in the dark, specifically the piano song. I wrote that one because of someone that I had feelings for. It didn't work out, and that was kind of my way of like pouring my feelings out, without having to like get too messy about it, I guess. I wrote that one where I was like really down in the dumps about this person, about this guy, and it helped me. Like it helped
Yeah.
me like pour my feelings out, and it helped me cry about it, and it helped me understand that love is love, love is love, and I don't need a man. Jesus Christ is my king, and so yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool that like writing about the like your beliefs and being able to write and like really like be able to cope with the heartache of not being rejected and and also finding Christ. That's really great. That you're like that you spill that out into your songs, into your songwriting. Your sound, like it sort of has sort of more of an indie feel because a lot of the songs, I know there's one on SoundCloud that's more heavier that I enjoy, but a lot of the songs sound more indie like. I don't know if you know the Lumineers, but that's
Yep.
it's one lighter indie. Like it's definitely sounds more lighter sounding. Even when the like the production, like the sound, like with the lyrics, it's like in the dark, like what you said with the meaning, but like it's sort of like more indie. Like, are there when you write music, when you create music, were there like any non-musical influences, or like I mean I guess overall, like what type of influences did you get like that helped create your sound? I hope that makes sense. I rambled on a little bit there. But
Makes sense actually. The thing with me is that I really like blending. I think about it kind of like makeup, how you're doing your makeup. You have
Yeah.
to blend the eyeshadows, and if you choose a certain color, it may make it muddy, may make it like muddy. So there's like color correcting that like takes in place, and in a way, I kind of use the same process with music. It's a lot about layers when it comes to music. A lot about layers, and literally adding too much can make or break a song because it'll just like make the song very muddled, and I like things to be cohesive and organized. Makes me feel better about things. So when it comes to me listening to a song, even if it's like a hardcore, like hard hitting song, I like feeling like I like feeling things. I like feeling things. I like it like when I'm reading a book and I feel like I'm transported somewhere else. Like I feel I feel like someone like maybe like I'm a character in that book.
Yeah,
because
like
of
you're
how immersed.
you're in another world or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I
love.
get
I
that.
used to love reading books because it was like I would immerse myself into them. It would feel like there was a movie going on in my head.
Yeah.
Because of just like I'm a pretty creative person. I like being creative. I like being in art. I like being like around artists and stuff because I feel like I click well with artists more than like with jocks, for example, like the stereotypical type of jocks. Just giving an example, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, I can relate with this, like with me, like that feeling like you're in another world that happens to me whenever I'm like listening to music. Like I used to be a big reader, and I'm slowly gradually getting back into reading, and I definitely when I back in like middle school, I definitely like was transported into another world when reading, so I can relate to that like whenever I was younger, but now it's sort of evolved to like music. And I also think that's sort of why I've been inspired by music and been inspired by all the music here on my radio show that I've played, and all the artists I've interviewed. Yeah. So, um, what do you hope like listeners walk away knowing about you after they hear, like, um, Lex Lunar and like after your debut EP release? I know you talked a little bit. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole show, but like, just like go more a little bit like in depth. Like, what do you want people to take away from the EP?
Well, that I'm human.
Yeah.
Definitely that I'm human. Um, I feel like I just try to be the best person that I can be constantly. And sometimes it makes people want to tear me down more because it's like, oh, it seems like I'm maybe living a perfect life. But I like being transparent with things. I don't live a perfect life. I'm perfect in the way where it's like I was made perfect. But I still have my, what you could say, imperfections that make me insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ones that where I know my imperfections in terms of like my insecurities, and then the ones where it's like, what if people point them out? Or, but essentially, I'm perfect, and we're all like perfect as we are, and it's just like being human. I'm a human person, and a lot of I love being kind. I love being kind. I don't like being nice. I love being kind. There's like a big difference between being nice and kind. And I think being kind is cool because of how many experiences I've dealt with where people aren't kind.
Yeah.
They prefer to be nice, or they just are, but it's all due to our own lives that we are the way we are. And so I understand that, but I just really want people to like, love each other, be kind to each other, because there's like, what's the point in judging someone? For example, it's just a waste of time to be angry, to be mad, to overthink. It's a waste of time, and I like not wasting my time, and I like doing things that I actually want to do versus doing something that someone else wants me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Um, yeah. Would you like to play another song for us,
Yeah.
for the listeners? We've been interviewing Lex Lunar. We've been talking about her debut EP called "In the Dark," and we've got another song for you that she's gonna play on her acoustic guitar. Well, what's this next song called that you're playing?
All right. So this next one is New Age, and it's in the dark demos EP.
Nice.
generation's new wave for this coming new age. For you and me. For you and me. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Nice. That was called New Age, right?
Yep, that was called New Age.
Nice. So far, like, I mean, we played 2 songs. The first song you played, what was the first song you played?
The first one was In Your Head.
In Your Head.
Yep.
Out of the 2, I know we've got 2 more to go, but out of the 2, I really like New Age, like live. That was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah. So let's get back into the questions. So with that was New Age on your EP. Like what with the songs on your EP, in the dark, like which song kind of like pushed you out of your comfort zone creatively or emotionally, sort of like that you sort of tried something new or experienced something different when creating the song, like writing the song or something like that, I guess.
It would be the next one actually that I'm playing, Deadman Island. That one is not recorded.
Cool.
But that's when I play, like on the side live. And that one is basically essentially about a guy that is looking for an island to stay. He's been starving, he's beaten, he finds an island filled with mushrooms. He eats some. Is in bliss because he finally found somewhere to stay, and then he ends up dead due to the poisonous mushrooms. Because there's like those red mushrooms, for example. You eat them, dead.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite bands that my dad would play during road trips is the Turtles. There's one specific song. I actually just forgot the title, but it's like Happy Together.
Yeah.
It's
a good one.
I love it. He would sing it. He would start singing it, and then when I was a kid, and then I remember I would start singing it too. It was my dad and actually like Apple Music that put me on to Nirvana. Apple Music, because they used to do a thing where it was like one free song every week.
Yeah.
And I was a kid, and I was literally just like scrolling my phone. I saw they had free songs and free books available, and I just started downloading like a whole bunch of them. And one of them was a Nirvana song. And I just like I loved Kurt's voice. I loved it so much, and specifically that song "Happy Together" by the Turtles reminded me of the Beatles, who my dad would also play during road trips. And like, yeah, I just like kept like listening to their music because I genuinely loved it.
Yeah. The only song I've heard by the Turtles is "Happy Together," so I'm gonna have to listen to more of their music.
They have more good songs. They do.
I bet they do. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, because I hear all the all the one-hit wonders, but then like I only hear like one song. I only know one song, and now that I'm like more into music, like discovering new music, like that's sort of one of the routes I go down. Is I go into a rabbit hole of Rick Springfield, or I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole of the Turtles, and listen to more of their music. So yeah, I listen to a lot of Wilco, the other like, they're like an indie 90s alt band. They're actually from Illinois, which is cool. But anyways, I'm getting sort of I'm going on a tangent. So yeah, with your EP, you said the song you're about to play next, it's gonna sort of pushed you out of your comfort zone. But how has it felt like releasing such a personal project like into the world for the first time? Like I guess the debut EP for the first time. How do you feel now that it's out? It's been out for a while. It's
really, 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 really liberating. Because I've always wanted to make music for a living, be a musician. Um, Absolutely did not expect something to happen to me. I honestly, before my salvation, I just wanted to make a music, maybe put out an album or two, and then off with my head. Literally, that was.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck in such a dark place in my like with the situations I was in the past, and with not really seeing a future for myself. And it wasn't even like, the thing is that it wasn't even really a lot of bad stuff besides a lot of debt and a lot of like situations with people where it was like, I'm not saying like I was always innocent, but it was like weird situations where I was innocent and I got stuck in the middle, or I just saw no way out, and that made me want to literally just off with my head.
Yeah.
Like, to put it in a way, like and now it makes me kind of sad when I think about that, because I have always been someone that just really needed to talk more to people, and that needed to think less about how people would think.
Mm-hmm.
Because perception does not matter, really. Perception does not matter. How someone perceives you does not matter, as long as you are doing what you want to do and what you really are meant to do. Me being hard-headed when it comes to specifically doing what I want to do has actually gotten me more places than listening to other people. It has gotten me more to better places than listening to people. And so there's like Dead Man Island, like the one I'm playing next, where I was getting a lot of like, not necessarily hate comments, but it was like people like wanting to essentially saying I was dumb for playing my acoustic guitar, like a bass.
Yeah.
I started on ukulele, then bass, and then I went to electric guitar. And it hasn't been like that long since I started playing acoustic guitar. And so for me, it was just like kind of annoying in the way where it was like, it's music. I'm playing it how I'm playing it, and it sounds good to me, and it's my music. So I wouldn't put a song out that I didn't like. I would only put songs out that I genuinely enjoy listening to, especially because it would be over and over again. Like, editing YouTube videos is like tedious, but I love it so much, even though I have to listen to the same thing like over and over again to make sure I'm only getting the wording I want in there. But yeah.
I'm, if they're giving you hate, but literally like music is music, and literally like, maybe they're the ones that haven't really opened their eyes to like new methods of creating music in different ways. So I'm excited to see your interpretation of playing bass, but like playing a bass part but using acoustic guitars, because I'm interested in that. So that'll be fun to hear, fun to watch. So yeah, do you wanna play that?
All right, I'll start it right now.
Cool.
There was
Nice. I like that. I like the technique, the strategy you were using with the bass. Like I could definitely hear the bass, like the it was prominent in the song, but like it was good. Like
Thank
it was
you.
a good prominent. Like you got the low end, but then you got the high end with the it's really like with the whole like strumming pattern. Like you got the low end with the bass notes, and then more high end with the higher notes. That was good. It was good. I like that. It's
Thank
nice.
you. I
Yeah.
used at the same time. I think it's called the high E and the low E, and I strum down on the third and second fret, and it's just repetitive and kind of goes in like a circle.
Yeah. 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 Now I think about it, yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Um before we wrap up, I wanna ask you a little bit about like your aesthetic to your work. Like there's a pretty like, emotional and visual aesthetic like throughout all your like songs. Like with the album art and even just the when you listen, like what the feelings like where like the imagery and things. Like it are visuals like an important part of how you tell your story as an artist, because I know you were talking about before with how you like are whenever you listen like read
Hmm.
books or movies, like you're sort of transported into another world. So we touched on it a little bit, but is there anything else you'd like to add to like how visuals play a part in your like artist career?
With visuals, I don't like being like superficial with things, and so it's just mm, I like kind of like just like putting like having it all be like all out there, and then just putting it together. Um, there's not really like honestly don't even really know how to like answer that question really because of the whole like how I like just like taking things that I like that I see. Like there's like, for example, like there's like cottagecore, like goth style, like something core, fairy core, like
Yeah.
all these different like styles that have been created, and I kind of just like taking things like apart from things that I like and kind of making my own. But I have kind of like this like I guess you could say like grunge punk like style that it just I feel like it's me. I love to rock and roll. I love like there is like this like Alejandra Guzman. She would say like this quote that like went viral where it was like soy bad word rockera something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like since I was a kid, I always knew I wanted to be like actually a rock star. I actually like recently like not that long ago learned about like punk stars. I'm just like, what? Okay, why is it all these like labels, all these other things that it's not really that it causes confusion. It can get confusing, but it's just like, I just like what I like, and I like
Yeah.
doing it. I like, I like having my own style. I like having I like doing things like my own way, and so yeah.
Nice. That's a good answer. Um, that's good. That's cool. How many more songs do you have for us today before we wrap up the show and wrap up the interview? Also, actually, before we do go into more music, where can people find you? Where can the listeners find you on like Instagram, TikTok? Like, what are your handles? Um, where can people stream your music? Any things you want to plug at all?
Yeah.
Before
So Lex Star Club, that's my main Instagram. That's the one like that's my hub. That's the one I'm most like the most on. The one where I connect with people the most. I also have Lex Lunar Music. But at Lex Star Club, that's like my main Instagram. I have YouTube, Spaced Out. There's also like Lex Lunar, a YouTube channel they have like no like real access to because it's through CD Baby, and
Mhm.
basically it's only my songs on there from so far the EP demos. But Spaced Out, the YouTube channel, that's where I'm like posting just all types of videos, music, fashion, makeup, everything that I'm into. There's covers that I'm planning to post on there. There's like recipes, like or just like cooking videos in general. I'm a foodie, so I'm wanting to do like food challenges and just like just use that as like kind of like a portfolio in a way. I do have a gig June 13 at the Ridge Bar and Grill. There's gonna be a grand opening there. It's gonna be like the grand opening. I think Mayor Cunningham is going to be there. I'm also joining A Day Without Love on tour for some dates. There's like Ohio, there's Space Bar, for example, that we have set now. And I'm really excited for that because I'm 25 years old and it's always like been like something I've wanted to do, just in general, make music and be around people that make music. So now that I'm able to like immerse myself actually into like the music scene and actually able to get myself out there, I hope for great things for other people, and I hope that I'm able to just continue doing what I want to do in music, which is just creating, creating. I'm a content creator, and I love creating videos. I love creating music. I love creating art, photography. I love it, especially like shooting bands. It gets kind of chaotic because of all the movement and all that stuff, but I love like there was the 1-800s that I shot at the Ashbury Coffee House, and
oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
I got like on top of some stuff, and I just like trying to get some good angles, and I love doing that. I love doing that, even if I have a straight face. I'm not smiling. Doesn't mean I'm not enjoying the heck out of the moment.
Yeah, you're like locked in, you know.
Yeah.
Like with the song, with the vibes of the song.
Yeah. I love dancing. I wanted to be a professional dancer, but I did like get injured while working on shift before at Starbucks, and since then I have like this joint that's just like right there out there, and I've tried aligning it. It's taken a while, but that's like a big reason why I haven't tried professionally dancing as much. I did do a music video with King Controverse and Sasha Go Hard. It was honestly, it was fun for me. It was my first music video. I felt kind of awkward, but it was just me like experiencing that for the first time, but it was like a fun time. You can actually see that video, King Controverse, Sasha Go Hard. It's a collab and it's on YouTube if you search it up.
Cool. What's the name of the music video again, so people can go search that up and support it?
I actually forgot the name of the song.
Oh.
I'm like...
I felt that, though. I get that.
It's not like I have a terrible memory anymore. I used to have a really terrible memory, and I actually, like... My memory got way, way better.
Yeah. For those just tuning in, we've been interviewing LEX LUNAR here on the show, on the Locally Sourced Music Show. This is the Locally Sourced Music Show, where we feature local music from the Illinois music scene. We're about to wrap up with LEX today, but
Watch Me.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song.
Watch Me. Yeah, we were just looking up the name of the music video that LEX starred in. Tell us a little bit about it. Again.
The name of the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Watch Me by King Controversy, featuring Sasha Go Hard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. I'll have to give that a watch too, after the show. But yeah, so without further ado, this has been the Locally Sourced Music Show. We've got how many more songs?
One more called Stray Cat.
Stray Cat. Nice. Cool. Yeah, so after we're done with interviewing LEX, I'm gonna wrap up the show early today because I'm still moving into my new dorm room for the summer. So yeah, but we'll be back with more music and more interviews next week. So stay tuned. Stay tuned after the show too. I'll talk a little bit more, give updates. Without further ado, here is Stray Cat by LEX LUNAR.
rodillas, que yo te voy a poner 6 pies bajo la tierra. Si usted es racista, mejor cállese usted de la boca y úsala para rezar a Jesucristo, nuestro rey, nuestro rey. Usted no se haga güey, hay una pared dividiéndonos, hay que unirnos, unirnos. United States, land of the free, land of the brave, land of the human race. Now, don't make me get in your face. I'm just a stray cat, un gatito buscando mi lugar. That was Stray Cat.
Nice. Yeah. So we've that's the show. That's the locally sourced music show here today. Thanks Lex for popping on the show, pulling up, and just sharing a little bit about you and your music and your EP, and just giving the listeners a little insider info about it. Yeah. So thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up the show?
Just be you.
Nice.
That's it. Just be you. Literally. Don't even care. Just be you.
Cool. Well, without further ado, this has been the Locally Sourced Music Show. Here on the Locally Sourced Music Show, I've been your host, Will Double S,